Welcome back to this new episode, still on Tape Talks, and we are still continuing with more examples on the other formula. Now, our example 3 goes, find the maximum and minimum value of root 3 sin theta plus cos theta, stating the values of theta from 0 degrees to 360 degrees inclusive, for which they occur. Now, for it to be maximum, before you tell, first express, look at this one, is it expressed in which form? Which form is it expressed in? So I can say from R sin, can use R sin into theta plus alpha. So if we try to expand this, what is happening? Because from this becomes R sin theta cos alpha plus R cos theta sin alpha. So when we try to arrange this, it becomes R cos alpha sin theta plus R sin alpha cos theta. So after, can we express this one that form? So comparing this one, I can say maybe is equation 1, or let me call it star. Can say comparing star with root 3 sin theta plus cos theta. What do we have? We are going to have R cos alpha equals root 3. I call it a first equation. Also, R sin alpha equals 1. This is the second. Though, I'm going to say equation 2 divided by 1. We are going to have R sin alpha out of R cos alpha equals 1 over root 3. So what do we have here? We are having tan alpha equals 1 over root 3. So what is alpha? We get the tan arc of 1 out of root 3. So can we press on our calculator? Let's press on our calculator. So we are going to look at the tan arc. It says if tan arc 1 out of the root of 1 out of the root of 3. 1 out of the root of 3. We are coming out with 30 degrees. So our angle alpha here is 30 degrees. Now, we also look at how can we get R. We also say equation 1 squared plus 2 squared. So what do we get? We are getting R squared cos squared alpha plus R squared sin squared alpha equals root 3 squared. You come out with 3 plus 1, that is already 4. So what is common is R squared into cos squared alpha plus sin squared alpha equals 4. So R squared equals 4, comma, it means R equals 2. So when we express in this form, we want to express it in the form of R sin into theta plus alpha. Now, do we know our R? Our R is already 2 sin into, do we know our theta, which we are going to look for, plus our alpha, which we have already got as 30. Now, how can, for maximum and minimum occurs, can say maximum occurs when the whole expression, which we are calling R sin into theta plus 30 equals 1. For it to happen, that the whole of that expression should equal to 1. And for minimum, it must be equal to -1. So I've already got our value of 2. So here the maximum value is 2. Here the maximum value is a 2. So, which is termed as R. And the minimum value is going to be -2. So we now equate our expression. We are going to have 2 sine theta plus theta equals 1. We are dealing with the maximum value. So, can we get, well, said it is appearing when this one is equal to 2 now. Divide this out by 2, we are remaining with sine into theta plus theta equals 1. So, can we get theta alone? To get theta plus theta is the same as sine arc of 1. Theta plus theta equals, the sine arc of that is 90. What is theta alone? Theta alone is 60 degrees. Then, how can a minimum occur? For minimum value, the whole expression, the minimum value occurs when r sine into theta plus 30 equal to -1. So this implies 2 sine into theta plus 30 equals -2, because that was a value of r. So dividing through, we are having sine into theta plus 30 equals -1. So I've got theta plus 30 equals the sine arc of -1. Theta plus 30 equals, what is the sine arc of -1? It is giving you -90. We look on the quadrant, which automatically becomes 270 to look for the positive value. So what is theta? Theta alone will be 270 minus 30. We are coming out with 240 degrees. So the values where it occurs for theta is 240 when it is a minimum, and 60 occurs when it is the maximum. That's how we get those stuffs.